Yo, welcome to the channel. Avocadex here. Today we are reviewing Ohuhu on Honolulu series alcohol markers. This is the 216 set. Bought it off Amazon. Took like a month to get here. Didn't think it was gonna happen, but it's here, so we get to do the review. Alright, then we're gonna unzip it. I'm gonna show you guys what's inside. I already have a little drawing prepared so we can color and test everything out. Alright, so let's unzip. Inside we have 216 markers. Comes with this bag. These were not organized in any sort of way when I first got it. This is me sort of organizing it afterwards. Still have some organization to go, but the colors were all mixed matched. But off jump we have more colors than I know what to do with. I shouldn't have any problems picking my perfect shades now. The set I had before was 120 colors, but I was running into situations, especially with like my purples, pinks, reds, especially all the blues too on the other set I have, just weren't doing it. Also, I wanted to upgrade my set. So here we got that little chrome. We got brush tip broad set. My previous set was only fine nib. So here, if you could see that, it's a little blurry, but here's that the brush tip. I feel like it's gonna give me a lot more control on my drawings, a lot more precision, and the blending should be a lot better. I mean, these are really nice quality. I paid about $180 on Amazon, with taxes and everything. So I think this is a really good mid-range set. Some other goodies we have. I don't know what this is, a user's manual in case you want to learn how to color swatches. Never gonna use that. And then we have this little thing you can put behind. If you have paper that would bleed through, you can put this behind your paper to control that. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's get into some testing. Okay, so here I just have a little regular marker pad, some regular marker paper. I'm gonna test the bleeding, test the shading, and then we'll practice on a real drawing. So just let's grab a couple greens that are somewhat close in color. Yeah, see. Okay, brush tip. Oh yeah, just the way that feels. The feel is really smooth, especially on this marker paper. The flow is really nice. What I'm noticing, there is some bleeding, so it does come out pretty strong. The paper I normally use though is thicker than this, so I'm thinking it'll hold better. But look at that, just one coat. I mean, definitely noticing the difference. We got these little notches here on the side so your pens won't roll away. Coming in, let's see. Slightly darker tone here. Oh, and that just flows right into it. These are going to be very easy to blend, I can tell. Yeah, that is really good. So like I said, this was marker paper. It does bleed through to the other side, but not onto the page behind it. I got a piece of regular copy paper, so we can test the bleeding on that. So first I'm going to see here. I'm going to try the broad nib. I can really tell the difference between marker paper and like copy paper. So it actually doesn't bleed very much, but you can tell the smoothness of it. Try the brush nib as well. It's still pretty smooth. Actually doesn't bleed very much on copy paper. Does go straight through. Can't really tell on camera, but there are some marks on here. Well, here, but fold it in half. Brush that through, right there onto the other side. So now we test that little plastic thing. Wonder if it'll leave ink on the. I'm gonna really soak it on there. Wonder if it'll leave ink on this, and then you just have to wipe it off after. Yeah, so this ink splotches here, then you can clean up afterwards, but that is pretty neat. Okay, so we're gonna move this to the side. Also, you do have, every marker set does come with it, but this is the number 0 colorless blender. Wide variety of cool grays, warm grays, neutral grays, blue grays, green grays. You got everything in here. Case does come with a nice handle and like a shoulder strap, because this thing does have some weight, probably like pushing 15 pounds if I'm being honest. Okay, so here we have today's drawing. This is here we have today's drawing. This is gonna kind of double as episode 3 of my Pokemon One Piece series. So here we're doing Castform in his sunny form, cosplay as Nami. I feel like the color scheme is going to go really good here. Castform with the sunny form already being orange. Obviously, the weather Pokemon. I added Nami's staff Don't ask how he's holding it. I replaced one of his balls with a log post, so I thought that'd be, I don't know, trying to be creative here. We got Nami's tattoos and her belt and some weather balls for added effect. So first we'll pick out our colors. Let's pick out some nice oranges, some nice reds. We don't use the color swatch. We use this guy right here to test our colors every time. So here, let's see what the orange looks like on this one, because on my other set, orange was not orange. Now that is orange. Just to show you guys. So this was my previous marker set, art marker. See how much darker and redder this orange was compared to the new one. I'm very happy with that. Also really excited to see how it's going to be to blend and stuff with the brush nib. Cadmium orange. Let's see. It's a very similar tone. You can hardly really tell the difference there. But I mean, yeah, got backup oranges. Okay, let's get orange. Let's get some reds. But we got so many colors I don't know what to do with. Coral red. Let's see, vermilion. So we're trying to keep it warm, fiery. Still want it in the orange. Rogue orange. That sounds fancy. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, we're using this one. Some yellows. I'll be in bed in a few minutes. Color this all tonight because I gotta go to sleep. Oh, it's me. I gotta wake up at 6 a.m. Oh, that is pretty brown. This is why you always test. You can see how yellow this looks here compared to the cacas. That's not my favorite. Lemon yellow. Oh, that is lemon yellow. Gonna need that. And maybe one more in the yellow range. That's pretty close to the same color. See the difference between lemon yellow and summer lemon. Oh, that is, I mean, it's a good bit lighter actually. Okay, I'm gonna use this. Maybe, ooh. Oh, chrome orange. Look at that. How bright that is. Okay, so that'll be like our reddish tones. Might even still need this. Okay, well, we'll just start. Normally I go with color by color. So these colors here will make a good chunk of the drawing. And then we'll pick out some grays, some gray tones for the clouds, the belt. I usually go color by color, so I don't have a bunch of markers out on my desk at the same time. All right, let's get to testing. I'm gonna start here. Let's color in the eye mask. So good. But we'll see if the bleeding, goes outside the line. If you're curious, the paper I'm using is also Ohuhu marker pad paper. It's the double-sided one. So as I'm coloring here, pretty much no matter how hard I color or how many layers I slap on, if I were to flip this paper over, I could really color in another picture on the back. I normally don't, but that is an option. See, so normally what I used to have to do was I'd use the fine tip if I really had to. Then I would use the chisel tip almost all the time on my other markers. Just because the fine tip doesn't let off a lot of color. It really does. It takes forever. I don't know, the blending wasn't as nice. Here with the brush, I can kind of use the side of the pen and get more coverage. So far the coverage looks really nice. Not noticing any splotchiness yet. I still will go in with a second layer. Even though for this drawing in particular, I'm not too concerned with if I get outside these lines in here, because the outside is going to be like orange, so it'll be a darker color anyway, and it'll hide that. That's just me being impatient, I think. Markers themselves are not bleeding out through those edges. For the most part, it's only the color staying where I put it. Yeah, I mean, I really like that. I'm going to come in here with a slightly darker tone, put in some shadows. The main reference I used for this image, there's a Castform Pokémon card. Not sure what set it is. Found it on Google Images, looking for images of Castform, and I found this one. I thought the pose was nice, dynamic. He's flowing, looks like he's flying through the air. And then some shadows here, and that's already blending in like pretty well. And then normally what I'll do here is come back in with the lighter tone and work that in. Now this is yellow, so it looks pretty dark when you first put it on, but I believe it'll lighten up pretty nice. And since I already put that undercoat, the paper was already wet, that is blending very easily. The flow is very nice. Doesn't take much. Like with my other markers, I was really just grinding it in there. They were also kind of older too, so they might have been drying up. Wonder how different that'll look. Give that a second to dry and see if I need to finish the second layer. But sometimes you can just put a second layer if you want like a slightly darker shade, and that'll do it for you. But like my other markers, that didn't really do it. I just needed to do the second layer. Okay, now we'll come in. I come in with this light orange here. And this is super smooth, especially if you have a drawing style similar to mine, where I like to very sketchy. Yeah, look at that. Let's come in here with this, kind of blend that. See how well that blends. Kind of went a little jagged here, just to see. Yeah. Okay, let's come in. Let's give the brush nib a go, so you can kind of see coverage on here. The markers are still pretty fresh, like that edge. If you're using that edge here, you can actually get pretty thin lines. They have a lot of control. And overall, I'm loving these markers. So I'm just gonna kind of time lapse it here, speed through this. Then we'll give you our final take at the end and see how the drawing turned out. I would rate these markers on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe an 8. Some of it was just me being bad and not being able to stay inside the lines because I was going too fast. But other times it was bleeding outwards, like around here. There were some spots, like in the cloud, where the pens were just spitting out a lot of ink and did cause it to kind of splatter. So if you're coloring, maybe stay a little bit in the line to see how far it bleeds out. And then also had a couple splatters here where I popped open the pen and there was just a bunch of ink pulled sitting in the cap. So be careful with that. But other than that, I am extremely happy with these markers. It glides super smooth across the pen. The blending is very smooth. Of course, there's still room for improvement on my own skills, but I feel like these pens are going to stick around for a long time. As always, if you made it this far, thank you. Make sure to like, subscribe. Catch you on the next episode.